Welcome everyone. I'm Tolu. I'm a Christian dating coach. I specialize in helping women over 30 that are Christian, stuck in their corporate careers, to date to marry. Okay, that's what I do. I'm the person you come to if you've gone through major heartbreak and you want to start dating to marry. You want to start meeting your husband. You want to start connecting with quality men. I'm your person. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about why he's not interested in marrying you, right? So this is a very essential topic because a lot of you are, and this applies to you if you found yourself stuck in a situationship. It's not a relationship because there's no definition to it, but you're acting like it's a relationship. Both of you are spending the time together. Both of you are going out together. Both of you are intimate. Let's just be honest. And there's no commitment. There's no commitment there. He's not your boyfriend. He gets very weird when you mention the concept of commitment, okay? And then he's not somebody that, if we're being really honest, you are being honest with yourself about. You know this isn't somebody you can marry, and that's the first bucket. Or you're in a relationship with this person and he doesn't want to take the next step. He doesn't want to get married. He doesn't want to have children. If that's a desire of yours specifically, he avoids topics that center around, when are we going to get engaged? Your friend did so and so. When are we going to make that commitment to each other? He's not interested in that. So let's talk about this, okay? He's not interested in marrying you because he doesn't want to be your husband. Let me just say that again. He's not interested in marrying you because he doesn't want to be your husband. Doesn't matter if you give him, and he won't tell you this directly, okay? Like I said, I like to keep things honest. I'm just going to tell you guys the truth. He won't tell you this directly. What he will tell you is, oh, I need more time. Oh, I need to be more financially stable. Oh, I need you to do A, B, and C. I need you to show me that you're ready for that step of commitment. And this is a situation where you will see multiple patterns pointing in the direction that shows you he doesn't want long-term commitment. Whether he says something and he doesn't do it, or you're the one doing 80% of the work in the relationship, or you're in a situationship with this person because they don't desire any form of commitment and they keep telling you that they just need more time, they need more space, they need more confirmation. Sometimes they even disguise their intentions and they're manipulative about it. They make it sound as if he's the one, you're the one rather, that is the problem. Like, oh, why are you talking about commitment? I already told you I need so and so amount of time. He's not interested, okay? He's not your husband. It's just important for you to hear this truth. And I'm going to break it down for you because I really want you to understand it. And this is why it's important for you to date in a way that aligns with the marriage you desire. A lot of you are not dating in alignment with the marriage that you desire for yourselves. You say you want to get married. You say you want a partner that is equally invested. You want somebody you can build a long-term sustainable relationship with. And this person is showing you no indication of sustainability, no indication of wanting commitment, no indication of being invested in the relationship, no indication of interest in having that kind of investment with you. But you're there, you're entertaining it. You start thinking you're the problem. You start thinking you're not attractive. You start thinking that you need to make the changes to the point where you don't even recognize yourself anymore. And I'm going to say this, it's not because I'm talking to you if you're a single mom, it's not because you have children or it's not because you just got out of a relationship. It's not because you are divorced. It's not because you're over 30 or over 40 or whatever the case may be. It's not because of any of that. And that's the issue, is you're tying yourself down based on those metrics. Those metrics, but when I say metrics, those points I just mentioned are making you settle. They are anchoring you down. They are holding you hostage, so to speak. And it's making it seem as if this is your only option, but it isn't. The reality of the situation is this person does not want to commit to you. But what I'm mostly interested in is the fact that you keep entertaining that pattern. You keep entertaining that pattern. You keep entertaining the pattern of, oh, he said that he wants time to take me more seriously. And you see this happening with different men. It's not just John that you're talking to right now. It's happened with Tom. It's happened with James. It's happened with different men. You are in a cycle. that keeps entertaining that pattern. And again, your dating and your relationship success has nothing to do with how you have been successful financially. It has nothing to do with how the corporate strides you've made in your career. Nothing. You could be a very successful woman financially, professionally. You're leading projects in your office. You've just gotten promoted. You've gotten some sort of award, and it is not changing the reality of your dating life. Your dating life is an actual mess. You're attracting men that are not interested in committing to you. You're attracting men that do not mirror the kind of values you want to build a home with. You're attracting men that don't want to take you seriously. And it's not tied to whether you're talking to one man or multiple men. You keep getting the same result. And the funny thing about this is time is going. It is actually going. So you had this conversation with him 2 months ago, and he told you give him 2 months. You're having that conversation again 2 months later. All that has changed is the fact that you have given him more time. That's all. It hasn't changed his mind. It hasn't made him reconsider. It hasn't made him, to have a different approach. It is still the same result, and it's going to keep being the same result, even if he does reach that point of commitment, because he doesn't desire commitment in the way you intend to have it with a partner. I want to explore why you're thinking this way, okay? And the reason I started the way I did is because I want you to understand that there's nothing left for you to do if you keep entertaining this kind of situation. There's nothing left for you to do within the context of wanting to stay with that person that is going to give you a different result. You can keep giving him the years. You can keep giving him the financial resources, the financial support. You can keep being sexually active with him. You can even move in with him. I saw a comment along those lines. If you like move in, it's not going to change anything. He's not going to change his mind. There is nothing within your power that can make a man desire you. Let me say that again. There is nothing within your power that can make a man desire you. What you need to work on is how you position yourself to be desirable to the right man. Right now, you are completely out of position. You're just roaming, let me put it like that, with no center. You're completely out of position. There's nothing you can do to make a man desire you. That desire comes from him. All you can do is position yourself to receive that desire, to be in connection with that desire. That's all you can do. And that's why in our program, we focus on that. We focus on getting you in position. That's why our clients are able to identify in literally less than a week of being in our program. They're able to snap out of situationships, snap out of broken commitments. They're able to date and have conversations with men that are emotionally available and properly qualify whether or not this is somebody they can connect with and if they're ready to commit to that person. Because all you're meant to be doing is being in position. But a lot of you are out of position. You're running all over the place. Okay? You're making all this, you're deceiving yourself with the idea that you're making preparations. You're not making preparations for anything. It's like if you're in a house and you keep running around trying to fix up the house for guests that never come. You just keep running around trying to fix. They tell you they are coming, but they're not going to come. So who is wasting time in that situation? It's you. And that's the exact equivalent of what you're doing when you keep dating men that have this same issue with you. You keep running around making preparations, deceiving yourself with movement. Oh, he said that we're going to go on date night. Oh, we're traveling together. Oh, he just bought me A, B, and C. You're just deceiving yourself with movement. He's not going to reach that point where he is going to commit in the way you desire, because he doesn't desire you in that way. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, we work on your mindset towards dating, because a lot of you are dating in a confusing way. Imagine expecting guests that never come. At a point, you get confused. But I called this person and they said they'll be here by 2. Now it's 4. You call them again. They say they're on their way. At a point, it doesn't make sense, because, it's getting closer to bedtime and you need to sleep. You need to lock up the house. You need to start preparing for the next day. But a lot of you are in that cycle, using that analogy. Day and night. You keep waiting for a man that says he will get to that point, and he's never getting to that point. He's just not going to get to that point. He keeps saying, oh, I'm coming, and you just keep making what happens, going back to my analogy, you made food the day before, the person didn't come. The next day, the food is going to spoil, it's going to get cold, something has to be done with it. Then you make again, you're wasting gas, you're wasting energy, you're wasting electricity, and so on and so forth, making preparations for something that doesn't exist. That's how a lot of you are dating. That's how a lot of you are dating, to just keep it real with you. You're trying to create a situation that doesn't exist. He does not want to marry you. Even if you propose to him, he does not want to marry you. You are deceiving yourself with preparations. And the danger of this is you are in a pattern, okay? Now, I've been doing this for close to 10 years. I can tell you for a fact, this isn't the first time you've been in this pattern. And you're trying to blame it on your circumstances, going back to my analogy, oh, maybe because of the traffic on the road, or maybe he get held up at work, or maybe his car broke down. None of that is the case. And going back from my analogy to this situation, or maybe he's just not financially ready. Maybe he needs more time. Maybe if I give him more years, more months, he will change his mind. Maybe if we're sexually intimate, it will not change his mind. A lot of you blame sex, and sex is really not the reason. A lot of you blame it, but it's really not the reason. I've seen a lot of Christian women hide on that umbrella, disguising it as purity. It isn't. You're just using it as a negotiation tool. It is not. So it's important for you to understand he's not making any changes because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to, and that's fine. But the issue is you're completely out of position. You cannot put yourself in a space to start making connections with quality men if you're not available for quality connections. You cannot put yourself in a space to make connections with quality men if you're not available for quality connections. I was talking to a client in our wife in waiting program. We're walking through how she makes connections with men. From her perspective, rather, he wasn't engaging, he wasn't talking. All we did was tweak her approach. All we did was make a shift in the way she was having those connections and conversations. Now the conversation is flowing. Conversations are flowing back and forth. She's seeing that he's interested, because a lot of you are misunderstanding the way men operate. There's a misconception there. You're qualifying men the wrong way, and that's what needs to change. You're vetting and qualifying men the wrong way. That's where you need to do the work. That's the core of the wife in waiting framework, showing you how to vet and qualify men the right way, so that you are dating to marry. Right now, you're not dating to marry. You're dating for fun. You're dating out of boredom. You're dating out of desperation. You're dating because you are scared. But you're not dating to marry. Dating to marry is the complete opposite of that. It's all about positioning. It's all about paying attention to your patterns and being presented with the opportunities to connect with men in a quality way, so that you are available to commit to your husband. You're doing none of that. Okay? Guys, I'm just going to tell you the truth. And guys, I'm just looking at my notes, because, these are basically these are free trainings I'm giving you. Free trainings. This is definitely worth making payment for. What I'm dropping here is very valuable, if I say so myself. So pay attention and invite somebody to come and listen. So you need to work on vetting and qualifying men the right way. That's what you need to be working on. You're doing none of that. You're ignoring all the signs. What does vetting mean? It means how you choose men. Okay, for instance, qualifying is how you decide which man you want to commit to. So I like using, a lot of you are, you're working, you have 9 to 5s, you have professional commitments. Before you got that job, you went through an application process. Okay. Vetting is that application process you went through. They had to check your resume, reach out to you a couple of times, and then they qualified whether or not you will be the right fit for the job based on their interactions with you. That's what needs to be happening in dating. You need to be going through the process of, going on dates, vetting the men based on how you're interacting with them, and then qualifying whether or not they align with what you desire from your spouse. Right now, you're just holding up the line. Let me put it that way. Because you're entertaining men in the same cycle that don't want to commit, that tell you all these stories, that lie to you basically. What he says today isn't going to change in the next 6 months. but you're still there. So you're not vetting and qualifying, okay? You're just passing time. And meeting your husband isn't a linear experience. It can happen overnight. We've literally had clients go through our program. One client comes to mind, didn't even think she was called to marriage. One of my favorite stories. Married now. She's married. Within a year of working with me, she's married. Another client, same cycle of situationships, married now. Another client, joined the program, joined the wife in waiting program, married now. Just stories like that again and again. And that's not, we don't promise marriage, we promise to put you on the path to marriage. A lot of you right now are not even on the path. You're not on the path. It's kind of like if you're going to London, but you're in New York. Like your flight landed in New York. That's not London. You're in New York. New York is even good. Let me choose another location. Or, you're in a completely different destination than you planned. Okay, whether you're in New York, whether you're in Tokyo, wherever you are, but the plan was to get to London. But you're not there. Whose fault is it? Is it the flight? You got on that flight. That's what a lot of you are doing. You're pushing accountability away from you. Oh, I just got out of a toxic relationship. I need a break. No, you don't. You don't need any break. You need to work on your patterns. You need to work on your habits. That is not going to change by taking time off dating. There is a space to take that time. We have clients in our program that we support through that space, but it should be taken it should be taken with the intention to do a particular set of self-work, and that's what we support you through in wife in waiting. But a lot of you are just taking the time to take the time. You're just taking a break to take the break. There's nothing changing before the break that is different after you took the break. And that's why even after taking 5 months of dating, you still meet the same hellish kind of guy that you met before you took the break. Because you didn't move. Nothing changed. Nothing shifted. It's kind of just like stopping in the middle of the road. I'm like, oh, I'm tired of driving. That's not going to get you to your destination. All you did was stop in the middle of the road. That's how a lot of you are taking time off, and that's not the right way to take time off dating. We support you through that. We show you exactly how to go about the dating process in a way that is not draining, it's not frustrating for you, and in a way that mirrors exactly and matches precisely the kind of marriage you desire. That's what we show you how to do in wife in waiting. So you need to be vetting and qualifying men the right way, okay? It doesn't matter if you've been married before, that's not an excuse. It doesn't matter if you're a single mom, if you've never dated, it's not an excuse to be entertaining situationships. It doesn't matter if you have children with this person, it's still not an excuse to be entertaining a situationship. You are no longer legally committed to one another. You shouldn't be entertaining situationships, okay? You shouldn't do that. Your vetting needs to be in alignment with the kind of marriage you desire. A lot of you just know you want to get married, but you don't know the kind of marriage you want to have. You don't know the kind of relationship you want to have. And that's the thing about taking a break. If you just take a break, it doesn't do the healing work. It's kind of like if you sprain your ankle. You go to the pharmacist. A couple of weeks ago, I sprained my ankle. I don't like spraining my ankle because I'm really fond of you guys. If you guys have been following me for any length of time, I like running, walking, swimming, anything that is cardio intensive. So I really try and avoid, spraining any part of my body, especially my lower body, like my legs, my arms, everything, because of that. So I sprained my ankle, very frustrating because I had to stop working out for a bit. Went to the pharmacist and they just gave me an ointment. I was already on taking some medication for it to get better. But a lot of you are spraining your ankle and sitting down. You're just sitting down. Oh, I sprained my ankle, I can't move. In other words, I went through a bad heartbreak. No, I can't do it again. I don't know. I just can't. That's how a lot of you are approaching dating. It's not going to change anything. Okay, you've taken time off, still single. Taking time off still hurts because you haven't attended to the injury. You're pushing the accountability away from yourself. And one of the resources we provide you with in wife in waiting is that accountability. We will call you out. Like, literally was talking to a client in the program today. have you done A, B, and C? Because we provide you with a curriculum that outlines exactly how to go through the dating process for the marriage you desire. Have you done A, B, and C? What's the update on that? Have you spoken to A, B, and C about this? What's the update on that? We give you that accountability, and you also get to learn from other women that are in our community, sharing their own dating experience. Like-minded women of faith that also have professional commitments, that also desire to get married, that have also gone through a heartbreaking situation. So you are in a community of friends that you can be transparent with and you can trust. That's what we provide you with in Wife in Waiting, to hold you accountable. Proverbs 27:17, our watchword, iron sharpens iron. So it's important that you understand taking a break doesn't change anything, okay? I keep hearing, oh, I'm taking a break. It's not going to change anything. You're not doing anything. You don't say, I feel sick, I'm just going to sit down. You need to attend to why you're feeling sick. You need to go to a professional. You need to take some medication. You need to do some tests if necessary to get better. So taking a break is not a solution. It's just an excuse, okay? So you need to be working on the way you vet and the way you qualify men. Doesn't matter if you've been married before. Doesn't matter if, you've been in a situationship repeatedly, you've had a broken engagement, you're a single mom. You still need to do this. It is important. Do not expect that man to just drop on your lap. Unfortunately, that has been the result of the teaching that has been shared in the faith, and it is such a lie. It doesn't work like that. You have to do the work. It doesn't work like that. Are there some circumstances where women have met? Yes, that's their own journey. But a lot of people assume that all Christian marriages are the same. It is not. The way it worked for your friend or that person that, oh, we just met, blah, 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 it hasn't worked for you that way, because that is not your path. So stop waiting for something to happen that clearly isn't in the path God has laid for you. See, a lot of women make that mistake, and all it is costing you is time. It's costing you a lot of time. So you need to start vetting and qualifying men the right way. Your vetting will be influenced by your past relationships. Nothing goes to waste, okay? Genesis 50:20 says, you intended to harm me, but the Lord has turned it around for good. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what Joseph was saying. Anything that you have gone through can be used. It's very useful to get into the marriage God desires for you. You don't run away from it, you use it. That's how we work as women of faith. That's why in our program, the first part of our curriculum, our framework is you. You're the first point of contact. Our coaching calls are to unpack the way you're dating through applying our curriculum. Because we want to make sure that you're moving forward. That's why the program is 9 months in length, because we want to give you that runway for transformation to occur. And we've had sisters that have seen not only results in their dating lives, because all is connected, but also have seen results in the way they show up in relationships to family members, show up in relationships professionally, show up in relationships with themselves. A lot of you think, oh, you just need to meet the man. The men are there. You are just not available to meet them. And it is a work that needs to be done in self, okay? Emotionally and spiritually. It's interesting to me the way we look through the wrong lens when qualifying certain decisions that need to be made. You're qualifying the fact that you're not married yet based on a physical experience. Like, oh, there are no men because I'm not seeing any. No, there are no men because you're not emotionally available for that connection. An emotionally available woman is a woman that is not stuck in any situationships, that is not opting out of the dating process, that is not constantly talking to herself with this scarcity mindset of there are no men, all men are toxic. Of course you're going to keep meeting toxic men. That's going to be your reality, because that's what you are saying to yourself. That's why I said you need to be using your past relationships to your benefit, not as an excuse. Your vetting will be influenced from your past relationships. It's a fact. It's just like any organization. The longer they've been in business, the better they get with their standard operating procedures based on past errors they've made. They don't say, oh, because our onboarding process was a failure the last time, we're never doing onboarding again. They don't say, oh, because that hire was such a disaster, we're never hiring for that position. That would be idiotic. It doesn't make sense, because that would just mean that the organization will go out of business. You improve. So your vetting should be influenced from your past relationships to improve the way you connect with men, not to block men from meeting you. That's how a lot of you are doing it. Because of your past relationship experience, you're saying there are no men, instead of using that information you got from the past to qualify the way you connect with men moving forward. And that's what we focus on in our program. That's the majority of the work that needs to be done. It's you. I have never personally introduced any of my clients to a man, but my clients have gotten married. I have never personally told any of my clients, get out of that relationship, it is toxic for you. They by themselves have gotten out of that relationship because they have come to that place of realizing it's toxic just by going through our framework. So a lot of you are holding yourself back. It is not God holding you back. It is not a spirit husband. It is not your children. It's just you. And until you take that responsibility, until you take responsibility for that, do not expect a difference. It's not going to happen. Okay, guys, this is how I coach and this is how I teach. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm just going to tell you the truth. So you shouldn't allow your past experience to hinder the way you experience dating. And qualifying men shouldn't be a process of elimination. It should be a process of elevation. So what do I mean by that? If you go through the interview process, there's a point at which you start getting more substantial questions. They're no longer asking you the basics of how many years did you do A, B, and C work? What was your experience working with this person? They start asking you situational based scenarios. How would you handle A, B, and C? If this was the case, what would your response be? How would you handle customers? How have you had any experience working in a team of this magnitude, and so on and so forth? Now they're qualifying because they're trying to figure out if they should elevate your resume to the next level, if they should hire you. That's what needs to be. They're not eliminating. A lot of you are eliminating. Basically, you're having a scarcity-based mindset. Oh, because he didn't call me, this isn't my husband, he's such a waste of time, and it just becomes a mess. Instead of qualifying your interaction with that person, you're eliminating. Qualifying is a process of elevation, not elimination. So if you think you're qualifying and you're eliminating, you are not qualifying men. You are not. Qualifying somebody is looking at a process of elevation. Elimination means you're just canceling because, oh, he looks like my ex, there are no men. And the interesting thing is, a lot of you are doing this before you even meet the men. You're doing this before you meet the men. Of course, you're not going to meet men if you don't make the space, the room, you don't make the time, you don't take this as a priority, you're just playing with it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen the way you desire for it to experience it. Let me put it that way. Your husband will have similarities to your ex, so you can't say because that guy acts like your ex, he's out of the picture. If any of your exes have gotten married, I guarantee you that their spouses have similarities to you. Whether it's the same professional line of work, whether it's a love for music, dance, whatever it is, whether it's the same hobbies, there are some similarities there. Because your ex has similarities to your spouse. He does, okay? So elevation means you're using your past dating experience to see more, and you're qualifying men a whole lot quicker and easier. It's kind of like the longer an organization has been in business, the better they get at their processes, the better they get at service, the better they get at their product delivery because of practice. That's the same thing with your past relationships. They should be serving as practice. You should be using it to qualify men faster, using the right metrics, okay? For example, if you've traveled to, the Maldives before, next time you go, you're going to be more familiar with the climate, the people, the experiences. You're going to be more familiar with the environment. You're going to get places faster. You're going to have more time to explore because that's your second, third, fourth, fifth time visiting that space. You're going to see a lot more. It's the same thing with dating. Because you've dated a man that has been divorced before, you know the red flags to look out for faster. Because you've dated a man that has given you a situationship kind of scenario before, you know what to pay attention to much quicker. That's why in Wife in Waiting, our coaching helps you use your past experiences to vet and qualify men the right way. A lot of you are just doing this wrongly. so that when you start doing this correctly, you're going to start attracting men that are interested in marrying you. You should not be chasing or trying to find men. It should not be, dating should not be difficult. You shouldn't be chasing men, trying to find men. Clients in our programs are connecting with men and they're qualifying. It's not about chasing or trying to find men. It's all about position. It's all about putting yourself in the right space to be able to naturally attract an abundance of options to choose from. That's all it's about. I'll say that again. You should not be chasing or trying to find men. You should have an abundance of options to choose from. An abundance. And by abundance, a lot of you are thinking quantity based. I'm thinking quality based, and that's the difference. The way you are dating is very focused on quantity. I've spent so much time with this person. I've waited so many years for him to do this. I've waited so much. Okay, so I'm seeing an interesting question. Dating is not, it's not geographically based. Okay, we have clients in different locations that are connecting with men. One of my clients, I recently spoke to her. She's in the UK. She's in a relationship. It's not by, relocates to the US. I can tell you for a fact, I have clients in the UK, US, Canada, Nigeria, so on and so forth, that are in active relationships, that are married. I have clients in the UK that are also married. So it's not about your location. A lot of you, it's just the way you're dating. You're dating in a way that is repelling quality connections with men. Okay? You should have an abundance of options to choose from. It should be quality based, not quantity based. Okay? It should be quality based, not quantity based. You shouldn't be thinking, I'm talking to 3 men or I'm talking to at a time, so one of them must be my spouse. No. That's not how it works. You could be talking to 2 men, 1 man, and that is your husband. You need to start dating from an abundance mindset. A lot of you are dating from a scarcity-based mindset. And I'm seeing it. This whole thing with, how do I meet partners abroad? The same way you meet partners anywhere. It's kind of like saying, how do I get a job abroad as opposed to getting a job in Nigeria or getting a job in Ghana? In all locations, you apply. You apply. In all locations, it helps when you know somebody in the system. In all locations, you go through an interview process. In all locations, you go through a process of being given the benefit package and so on. You go through a process of probation. In all locations. It is not based on whether you are in Ghana, Nigeria, New York, London, Tokyo. So it's interesting to think that why would you think dating would be any different? Even if you were in Nigeria or the UK or the US and you wanted to lose weight, in every location, it's the same thing. You need to change your lifestyle. You need to change the way you eat. You need to change the way you work out. You need to change how you approach your diet and your fitness. It is not based on if you are in New York, London, Hong Kong, Japan. It's not based on any of that. It's just based on you making a difference in the way you approach that situation. It's the same with dating. It's not based on your location. Again, you are refusing to take accountability for your part in that process. Stop using that as an excuse. It is not an excuse. We have clients in different locations that are in active relationships that are married as well, that are even now mothers. It is not based on their location. Okay? Off the top of my head, I'm thinking of a client in US, UK, and Nigeria, all married. Wasn't based on their location. It's just the way you're approaching the dating scene. And if you don't do that work, one of the core parts of the Wife in Waiting program is holding you accountable, because a lot of you are not being held accountable in your dating process. You think it is something that happens to you. No, you happen to it. So what do I mean by that? Dating to marry isn't something that just happens to you. You have to make it happen for you. You have to make it happen for you. It's just the same way losing weight isn't something that happens to you, except you want it to be a fluke, which is not going to be it's not going to be predictable in the long term. You need to make sure that there is a process to getting and sustaining that result. It's the same with dating, okay? You need to be having constant conversations with men, coming into constant contact with quality men. The shift is that easy. Or rather, it's that simple. It may not be easy. It's simple. A framework is a very simple process of helping you clarify. A lot of you are confused about how to date. Clarify the way you date. Connect with men in a quality way so that you can make a commitment to the right person for you. Men should be pursuing you. You're not the one supposed to be chasing them. You're not the one supposed to be looking for them. They should be pursuing you. All you have to do is stay in position. But a lot of you are not in position. You're using the excuse of, oh, I need to make preparations. Preparation is not positioning. Positioning is not preparation. Preparation can be an excuse. You need to be putting yourself in position. What do I mean by that? You need to clarify the way you date. You need to start connecting with men in a quality way so that you can commit to the right man. And literally, that's what we show you how to do in Wife in Waiting. That's what the program focuses on. That is how we've gotten our clients results again and again and again. That's how our clients have been able to get married. That's how our clients have been able to break toxic patterns. That's how our clients have been able to step out of toxic relationships. So if you want that result for yourself, how I can help you is the Wife in Waiting program. So all you have to do, if you're watching this, just click the link. There's a pinned link and apply. Okay, it will take you to a scheduling link. Just go through that process. I'll review your application. We've received applications. Within 24 hours, I respond to that application to show you the next process. Or you can just send me a DM, saying wife or ready or whichever, and ready wife, whichever one you choose, and we'll engage in conversation. Once you go through the process, whatever your position is when it comes to financial investment, I will give you the right resources. But Wife in Waiting is a 4-figure investment. It's a 4-figure investment in USD. So if you're ready to make that commitment, just send me a DM saying wife. And when I say commitment, you're ready to make that commitment to yourself to see changes in the way you date. You're ready to make that commitment to start taking dating seriously and make it a priority because you desire marriage, especially if you've gone through major heartbreak. Doesn't matter. Clients have come through our program, single moms, women that are divorced, never been married, broken engagements, all gone through the Wife in Waiting program. Our framework works. So don't restrict yourself based on that mentality. Don't forget to share this with a friend. It's going to really help them understand how they should start looking at the dating process. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.